The Jurassic Park/Jurassic World franchise has shown a lot of carnivore dinosaurs, apex predators that would not hesitate to kill to survive. But the question is, who is the strongest out of them? Today we will find out which of this apex predators is the king of the Jurassic franchise. In the fifth place, we have a tie between two of this apex predators, being Big Edie and Spinosaurus. The reason of why they're in a draw is the fact that in every single time they fought, they were shown to be in equality of circumstances, which makes very complicated to determine which one is stronger, as the times they were shown to be superior to each other were determined by external factors. For example, the battle in which Spino knocks out Big Edie was determined by the fact that Toro and the Dimorphodon were able to distract Big Edie the enough time to Spino caught her off guard, and the same can be said when Big Edie makes Spino retreat. And the fact that the fight was cut simply makes it impossible to determine which one is stronger than the other, and with chaos theory, we have no way to upscale none of them due to the lack of impressive feats. So let's move on to our next combatant. And for surprise for a lot of people, in fourth place, we have Rexy, the original T-Rex. I know what you're going to say, B, but how TF Rexy is stronger than Spino? She loses every single fight with any carnivore of her size. She's old and weak fodder. Well, I'm going to explain why all that arguments are trash right now. For starters, Big Edie is stated to be Rexy's lesser self, which means Rexy is stronger than her. As we previously seen, Spino is equal to Big Edie, so that would mean he's also weaker than Rexy. B, but Spino is stated to be stronger than any other apex predator. Yet he has no feats to back it up, as Big Edie, who is confirmed to be weaker than Rexy, is equal to him, plus it got debunked by the co-writer herself, plus she also debunked the Rexy being old shit. Even it was stated in FK that clones could live 5 times their original life expectancy.
The T-Rex would be dead by now, right?
No, it's impossible to know the max lifespan of a clone in a completely different environment. Take a caveman that would have lived 20 years. Feed him prime meals, give him health care, he's gonna live 5 times as long.
But the biggest piece of inverse to get Rexy above Spino and Big Edie is her performance against Indominus Rex, as she's shown to be superior to Indom in every single clash of strength and making Indom bleed with her bite. With the novel even stating that Indom struggled to get back up her feet, this is impressive since Indom is stated to be the strongest dinosaur to be ever created for the events of Jurassic World, which would actually make all those strongest predator in the world statements for Rexy actually consistent as she scales to Indom. But don't get confused, Indom is still above Rexy, and I'll explain why. As previously mentioned, Indom has statements that already put her above Rexy, but as it was already shown, Rexy has proven to be physically stronger, as she was able to overpower Indom while being malnourished, meaning that a healthier Rexy like Dominion 1 would absolutely overpower Indom in a physical fight. But Indom has an ace up the sleeve that would give her the victory against a current Rexy, as the way he defeated her was not using her bite nor her physical strength, but her arms and claws, which are stated to be composed of Therizinosaurus DNA, and we didn't only watch how this claws critically injured Rexy, but also in Dominion we watched how Therizinosaurus could injure and cross Giganotosaurus, while Rexy using her bite could only leave a small scar in Giga's nose that was almost invisible, not to mention Giga is way more durable than Rexy. So Indom would have a win con in her claws. Basically, she outhacks Rexy. So with all this said, let's move to the next apex predator. In top 2, being the strongest dinosaur in the Jurassic verse, we have the Giganotosaurus. Here's why. For starters, Giga has statements confirming he's the alpha predator of Bison Valley, which already confirms he's stronger than Rexy, which is completely consistent with what is shown on screen. But keep in mind, the Rexy Giga defeated is none other than Rexy on her prime. Now, I've seen a lot of arguments to debunk this, so I'm going to debunk them. The Rexy being old thing was already debunked. So let's move to the other two. Dominion Rexy is recovering from malnutrition. My god. The same Rexy who is stated to be checked by Bison's medical personnel to make sure she was in optimal conditions to live in the valley, so she's not malnourished anymore. 93 Rexy is a lot bulkier. My god, the same movie shows you that current Rexy is equal in bulk to her 93 version, which is logical, as for Dominion Rexy's design, they mixed the 93 model with the 2018 model. So adding this, the size advantage, speed advantage, and battle experience and Dominion Rexy would be on her prime, and Giga no diff / low mid diffed her in all their fights. Keep in mind Indom was struggling and getting overpowered by a malnourished Rexy. Top of this Giga is stated to have ragged tooth in Dominion. So this means that a weakened Giga was already stronger than Indom due to better feats, as he performed a lot better against a prime Rexy than Indom against a weakened Rexy. And yes, Indom could stand a chance due to her claws, but Giga has the enough bite force and battle IQ to disarm her as he broke Therizinosaurus claws with one single bite. So overall I say Giga is the strongest dinosaur and the king of the Jurassic verse, but what's a king to a god? In top 1 obviously we have the Mosasaurus, and it's pretty obvious. For starters, she is stated to killed Indom with one bite, and it's also stated Indom is no match for her. This already puts her above Giga. Yes, I said Giga beats Indom, but he's no way one-shotting her, and Indom still can put up a decent fight against Giga. And for a biggest piece of inverse, it's stated that Mosa could beat anything put up against her and nothing gets between she and her food. So Mosa is clearly the strongest apex predator. End of the discussion.